So, brief hiatus from this vlog every day for a year thing. It just got really busy and hectic, and I decided not to do it. But I'm back, and after that pretty much 2 week long hiatus, I'm going to start doing it again. I'm just going to number them as I have been. I'm not going to bother going back and redoing it. But the one thing, well, many things actually have happened in this past week that are kind of shitty. I've had a really stressful week because of work and other shit, but let's forget about me. Let's talk about the big world. As pretty much the entire world knows, 4 people have died that were pretty important to the world. One of which was pretty much the most famous man in the world to date, and the other 3 that have sadly been forgotten in the wayside of this man dying. So, Ed McMahon, Farrah Fawcett, Michael Jackson, and Billy Mays. Like, where the fuck did that come from? There's always been a rumor that celebrities die in threes, and, you know, Billy Mays decided to throw in number 4 for free, which sucks, because the guy was really funny and had a lot of humor to his job. But I'm going to talk about Michael Jackson, because that's the one that had the biggest impact on me. I'm not going to talk about the controversy or the fact that he was this creepy recluse that just, hid away in Neverland. I'm going to talk about his music. And his music is what he should be remembered by, especially because if you think about it, Michael Jackson performed from the age that he was 5 to his death. And, for someone with so much musical talent, it's really sad to see that fall to the wayside, considering this man was a musical genius. And people of my generation seem to have forgotten that. We've grown up with Michael Jackson being the child molester who hides away in his Neverland palace and pretends to be Peter Pan and makes friends with little boys like Macaulay Culkin instead of socializing with the rest of the world. And, my parents' generation, my grandparents' generation, they don't see him like that. It's like they see him, remember the pop idol that sold the most albums ever. Like, Thriller is the best-selling album of all time. The Beatles, AC/DC, Aerosmith, I mean, Christ, even today, like Britney Spears, all of these pop stars that, pop princesses, like, no, there is no other royalty besides Michael Jackson in that field. And no one else can say that they have beaten Thriller. That's just amazing to me. And not to mention how he completely revolutionized the music industry with his dance, his music, his writing, his choreography, his music videos, his brilliance that unfortunately a lot of people have forgotten about, give light to the recent controversies that have just surrounded this poor man. And it's really sad to me to think that he died living such a difficult, desperate, sad life. I mean, he was abused violently as a child. He wasn't really allowed to have a childhood. So is it any wonder that if you're not allowed to have a childhood, wouldn't it make sense to try and reclaim some of that if you have the means to do so? He definitely had arrested development, and I don't think there's anyone on this planet that could disagree with that. About the plastic surgeries, about this, about that. It's just, dude, leave the guy the fuck alone. Like, I'm just checking the news right now, and it's like, it's disgusting how many people are still swooping upon this poor man. It's like he died. I mean, the latest controversy is, oh my god, his kids aren't biologically his. Like, he raised his kids with as much love and adoration as any other parent would. And it's fucking disgusting how the paparazzi are focusing so much on these little things, completely ignoring that this man is a musical genius and he has given us so much more than all of this stupid controversy shit that people are going to forget about tomorrow when they have John and Kate to focus on, or the fact that Britney's getting married, or illicit Obama love child from Russia. It's like, dude, get the fuck over it and try and focus on the man's life as it should be, as a living, breathing idol. This man, was the king of pop. He was the prince of performance. I mean, I can't even describe how I felt when I saw Thriller for the first time when I was little. That shit gave me nightmares, but I still watched it, and I was convinced that this man was something special. And he still is. And I just feel awful for his family during this really rough and horrible time, because these people are just not going to leave them alone. And God forbid if anything comes out in the second autopsy of anything, out of the ordinary, because he'll just never get any rest. So that's what I wanted to talk about for my return to vlogging after my random unannounced hiatus, was that while Michael Jackson might be dead, his music is going to live forever. And people generations from now are still going to watch Thriller like I watched Thriller 15, 20 years after that son of a bitch came out, and still be amazed at the way that this man performs and sings and dances and puts on a show every single time. So rest in peace, Michael Jackson, and your music is going to live forever. And don't let all of these psycho bastards hate you down, and I hope you finally have some peace.